And welcome back. We now have the updated numbers for Algoma region today. We are now up to 317 tests. We have 4 positive cases and we have 165 negatives, and we're waiting for 148 tests to find out the results. We have no deaths in Algoma region so far. Now, over the weekend there has been various rumors going around about the 3 new cases. One was announced Friday night and the other was announced yesterday. So I want to clear up what we know about those 3 cases, and then also what is Algoma Public Health asking us as the public to do to minimize the spread of COVID-19. So on Friday night, the second confirmed case from Algoma was a woman in her 40s who recently traveled over to the Michigan side, and she developed respiratory issues on the night of the 21st. She went to the hospital on the 23rd and she tested positive on Friday. Now, that is the first case. Now we have 2 more cases that were announced yesterday. So here are the other 2. An Algoma resident to test positive for COVID-19 is a man in his 60s. Now, it's very important to understand that he is actually not in Algoma. He just happens to be an Algoma resident. He was already in Toronto at a healthcare facility, and he developed COVID-19 symptoms there, and he's in isolation now at a Toronto area hospital. There is no chance of the COVID-19 virus being spread by him in Algoma because he was not even here. It's just the way that Ontario does the stats. They consider where you live to be where you are as a case. And the 4th one was a woman in her 60s who had just drove back from Florida. She had minimal contact with the public because she was in her car and she was by herself. And she developed symptoms, went to the hospital, they tested her, and now she's in self-isolation. She's not in the hospital, she's self-isolating at home. Now, Algoma Public Health has asked us to do 3 things to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Number 1, every single person must practice social distancing. Avoid close contact with those outside of your immediate families and stay 2 meters apart from other people at all times. So stay 6 feet or 2 meters apart. Second, all returning travelers must stay home for 14 days. That's not an option. If you're coming in from another country, even America, you have to self-quarantine for 14 days. That is not, they're not asking nicely for you to do that. They're saying, we have enacted the Quarantine Act, you must stay home for 14 days. If you refuse, you can receive a fine of up to $1 million and up to 3 years in jail. Also, anyone who is ill, even with mild symptoms, must stay home. Also, what to do so you minimize the spread of COVID-19. Make sure to wash your hands often with soap and water or use hand sanitizer. Don't touch your face, your eyes, your nose. When you cough, cough into your elbow so that you're not coughing onto your hand and then touching things. If you're sick with anything, stay home. So that's our COVID-19 update for Algoma today, and we'll be right back.